Hi everyone, this is Lo, and this replay is from Benjamin. This white EF player here on the left on Sirtis Major playing. Actually, it looks like custom game between him and Nagel. So we'll pause this, and he asked me to look at this game and analyze his, I don't know, his play, his tactic and strategy, and just analyze this game overall, I guess. Okay, so we have slight difference in build orders, so 2 pigeons, but still you build overall 3 pigeons, then Hydra, then Air Factory, then Power Spam, so it's quite okay. Nagel actually, wow. Finish, looks like he's finishing Hydra with ACU and then walking here. That's actually very weird. Never seen that before, but Benjamin is making factories on with this edge build or whatever it's called. I do the same pretty much. So Air is coming late. He making land after factories, and Nagel has kind of a slow start here, but he makes a lot of engineers. I don't know, like I shouldn't analyze him, but yeah, he don't really need to reclaim right now. What about Benjamin? Yeah, he really needs to reclaim. You can see he's used his mass faster compared to his opponent. So yeah, I would say that starting build order is slightly better for him. But this Mechmarine kind of setting him behind a bit. And now there is also a tank. We'll see if that will help him or not. Air Factory will be almost same time constructed for both players. Yeah, that's also a thing that I often do here to get more reclaim. But you also need more engineers on power spam because, oh, actually, yeah, right now it would be okay to get some mass as well. Yeah, attack move is fine here. Going for this reclaim first is kind of okay, but you also need to send an engineer. Yeah, sending an engineer to this expansion, that's always kind of late. This Mechmarine on top should actually move forward and try to catch those engineers. One of them should always be here, and one of them should always be here, and they are really missing opportunity here, not catching any of them, it seems. And Nagel is going for a bomber, and you're also going for the bomber. I don't even know how Nagel is not behind on score. So yeah, scouting the engineer and bomber will not miss. He will kill this engineer, and another engineer is exposed. It's cool to have scouts in front of your engineer so you can see when bombers come, so you can dodge them. It's also, I think, it's very good strategy to actually make scout first from your air factory and then see what's your opponent doing, or it also helps a lot for your raiding units to see where they should go. And raiding units also include your bomber. So a lot of engineers steal for Nagel, and actually it seems like he haven't built any tank for now, and only making his third land factory. So those units should have been moving, should have actually been streaming in. If only Benjamin knew that Nagel is playing so greedy. I guess here's first tank. More power spam in weird place here. So Nagel still doesn't have this expansion, but he's securing it with this factory. So yeah, but he raided extremely well with a bomber. Sidle engineer need to go as fast as he can. So let's see, reclaim number for Benjamin is 1600 and for Nagel actually less. I don't know what he's doing there, but oh. And he is actually ahead in score, which is surprising. I think here, at least what I do, I build couple more engineers here, so I can at least like catch up, because you see a lot of people do this kind of things, like a lot of engineers on this map, because there are only 2 choke points early on, so you can kinda control one of them with ACU and one with all your spam. At least you can try to. And you can make a lot of engineers, so engineers then making more factories while you make more power here. And only one engineer on power spam is not enough. You need like at least 3, and at most you can actually have like 9, but that's extreme, of course. Yeah, and raids are getting defended by you, yeah, bomber. Would be great to have air scouts in both choke points, as well as having scouts with army and not just having them on your side. That's kind of miss micro, I guess. Yeah, this attack move is very inaccurate. The worst thing is that I can actually may not be able to see those engineers as idle ones. They might be sitting here trying to do stuff and not register as idle. You really need to reclaim this stuff and get those maxes as fast as possible, as well as this reclaim. Well, basically all reclaim, including this, including this, all this reclaim you should really try to grab as fast as you can. So in case of denying expansions, you seem to be doing okay compared to your opponent. He denied, but he denied with bomber, and you invested quite a bit into a lot of those tanks, and you actually still can move forward. You can move forward with your tanks as long as there is no ACU or superior force. So in case of opening, it looks like Nagel is build more power. He's starting T2 mass extractor upgrades. 2 air factories he has, but can't really tell if he has more or not. But he really made a lot more power, while you made a lot more units, and you didn't send them very fast, and it looks like that's what setting you behind early on in this game. Still needs more power spam. Let's see the power station. Well, it actually seems to be very good right now, but it's really weird. I guess when you don't have income from all this bottom expansion, you don't need that much energy. But right now it begins already. When you start to reclaim this, actually making raider, which will drain more energy, you can see it begins. Mass is not going down, it's 500, and power is going down faster than you can move down your mass. That's really dangerous position, because if you just start, if I look at where your engineers are, this is a good group of engineers who will actually busy upgrading. That's what probably drains most of power. If this just start making power right now, you will instantly power stall, and still power stall, and your forces are getting bumped here. Yeah, and now it's already too late to attack. This force is not needed here, as well as this one. It can serve as protection against drops, but it's much better to just send it in and have a radar or land or air scout to protect against drops. So right now this horde of interceptors killing something here. It was interceptor and here is another interceptor. You should keep your air in one piece and should actually try to fight your opponent or catch his individual units off guard with all your air force, slowly reducing amount of enemy air, and then you can slowly gain an advantage and win air fight, and then you can freely use bombers without really investing anything into like more air production. So what you're doing, you were stalling for a last fair amount of time, and now you're trying to make T2 mass extract T2 power generator. Could try to turn off raiders, uh, switch from interceptor production to engineer production to reduce power consumption, and actually I don't know what else. Maybe start T2 pigeon right after hydro, but you need 2 engineers to build hydro at least relatively fast, while your opponent has almost 1000 power and he's getting all the reclaim from the middle. That's really bad position, and you can see in the score he ahead by uh, like 60%, I don't know, like 40% maybe. And now the air loss as well. He was producing more air whole time from 2 factories. Yeah, there were no assists, so yeah, he was producing more air and was killing your air and defending from raids with those bombers pretty much whole time before this moment. So they did serve him well. He actually able to kill mass extractors just 2 bombs from UEF. And now you're trying to catch bombers with interceptors while losing all your air force. The problem is that he can just make more bombers, and you eventually will still need anti-air to counter those bombers, and they actually do good job against T1 land units. Well, not better than Seraphim or Aeon, but still damaging 5 units here. So Noggle got middle with he has a lot of units, like he invested into defense to get this middle mass, but he got it all with, except actually 2 flag is actually quite a lot. Well, not that much, but still. And what's that? I don't even know what it says. It can be PD, right? PD doesn't have so much mass. That's weird. PD only cost... Oh, actually it can be PD. I thought it cost lower. Yeah, that's T1 PDs, and this one he could reclaim them as well, or maybe he will reclaim them later. So only 1 T2 mass extractor for Benjamin. So yeah, that's sets Benjamin really far behind economically, but he got two power generators and went ahead of his opponent on power, and actually he's wasting some power already. It's a good time to, of course, unpause your air and increase air production, because it's something that costs air, so you can at least use your something that costs power, so you can at least use some of your power, and of course you can stop power generator production or even start reclaiming them, even like Control K. With this you can actually Control K all of your T1 power and just start third T2. And now you have your pillars, and what looks like a little bit dangerous here. Yeah, might send them all in time. And a good thing you're doing with ACU, as soon as you got your T2 pigeon, actually first one already would be enough. You could start ACU upgrades, because they really cost a lot of power, and that's very good to make ACU upgrades to prevent power wastes. I mean, if you do that otherwise, it will cost you much more economically. Right now it's just -7 mass. So he's trying to raid your expansion here, but he's just throwing his T1 units at you while you already have decent force of T2 units. And he starts his own T2 unit spam and makes his own T2 ICU upgrade. I don't see T2. Oh, actually, yeah, he has T2 power here as well. Actually, using Sparkies as a build power. That's not a bad thing to do. So let's see. All this army went here. He's trying to split it, but it's not actually that big of a damage here that he's doing. Yeah, I really must chase this group with your pillars. I guess it's just a misclick or something. Because they can just go bottoms and go to the left and then go to the top and keep raiding. You need to catch them. And what about eco? You add one more T2 max. Well, you can't eco right now because you don't have mass. You need desperate to rebuild those T1 max and start reclaiming in other places. Like actually this place is good to reclaim. And if you control this plateau, you can take one of your factories and attack move right here, and it will reclaim all this T1, all these small rocks. If you attack move right here, or even right here, it will also reclaim here. You can see Nagel reclaim is there right now. You can do that for this map. So we'll see what happens next. Actually, not much units here. There is a T2 tank, but you have superior force here. You could keep some units here just to check that your opponent's not getting this expansion. It's very useful to keep some units here and there on those expansions that you don't have yet. You really should, well, I guess you are building as fast as you can. This is weird. Oh, this one is going, no, it's not going to reclaim it anytime soon. You really need to reclaim it. Well, kind of a mistake from Nigel. He's trying to kill something here, but there is a TMD already. Yeah, that's actually a very early TMD, and even 2 TMDs. I mean, the TML threat is there, but you also need TMD here because you need to protect your T2 maxes. And by the way, you could try to make TML of your own. Yeah, that's another missed opportunity here. You can see that now it's too late, and now there is a defense of T1 point defenses, and if you just move in, you may lose all your artillery to T2 tanks. As soon as you stand here, even if he doesn't want to fight, he can kite you with superior range of T2 tanks. That's a big line of T2 PDs and also T2 artillery. That's insane. So T2 ACU for both sides. And Nagel actually has a power advantage. Is a lot of power. He can actually get gun and even shield ACU if he wants to. Yeah, you begin to reclaiming here. So I don't know what's next. Still a huge eco disadvantage. Only 2 T2 mass extractors. You're beginning. It looks like T2PD creep you're trying to do, but you just need PDs to defend. It's actually, it may worth it to PD creep to this position, so you can block this place and put your army there, and you can attack to the left or to the right, so your opponent is forced to have army on both sides. But he always can make MMLs and make your life infinitely harder. So 2 more mass extractor upgrades, no more upgrades here, and another T2 pigeon. Nagel actually I think overbuilds power here. Yeah, that's. I mean, if 3 of those dies, he may start stalling. Actually, if 2 dies and he will start reclaiming them, then he will already start stalling. And now it's really too late to attack. You can see there are already 4 PDs, there are Sparkies, T1 PDs, even an MML that will harass your units while you stand there. And if you move in, it will be just a mass donation. What you can do though, you can kill this mass extractor, you can park some artillery here and mobile missile launchers here and kill mass extractors. Well, there is actually a TMD already there. But you can still try, because like if you have 3 MMLs, they probably can kill already this TML. I mean TMD. So he has TMD already everywhere, and he has big advantage with 11 T2 mass extractors against 5 T2 mass extractors. But you have small map control advantage with having those cliffs, and what would be cool is to, well, abuse those cliffs and make mobile missile launchers on them. You could at least try to force Nagel from those positions, harass them, and maybe, probably the best thing that would happen, you would force him to make TMD, at least something that you can do there. But T1 artillery here is also good, can hit on the units that pass by. That's big T2 land force, but no artillery, so actually those PDs might have done some good job. Yeah, that's very hard when you're attacking. You have to mix anti-air and artillery into your armies, and MMLs are also good to mix, because you could easily kill this mass extractor easier. And now there's air force attacking your attacking force with actually T2 bomber. Yeah, typical T2 bomber, doesn't hit anything at all. So I speed this up a bit, and now it's T1 army against T2 army. What you could do here is make some transports and drop those T1 units at the back. That's at least something that you can do, but it actually doesn't matter, because Nagel can actually put all his army back to protect against drops, for example. So it won't, even if you drop, it won't let you attack easier. But usually it does. If you drop your units behind enemy lines, it forces the opponent to bring more of your units to the back and may help you in attack, or just buy time before he attacks. But in this situation you actually don't have air, and he can use bombers to defend. So yeah, that's really bad situation basically right now, and score and eco disadvantage is still there. No, still no gun, still no shield. I mean, with so many, you can actually you can really do shield easy. Like if you look here, it's 1 minute of 2000 power drain. So in 2 minutes you can make shield and not even break a sweat. It won't even affect your economy at all with so much power overflow. And well, that's basically same or even worse for Nagel. He just lost a lot of power, and actually he has a lot of shields and T2 radar and a lot of air producing. It makes Tech 3 power here. So wow, actually, how many mobile shields he has? Only 6. How many static shields? Only 1? Only 1 shield. Oh, he's getting Tech 3 upgrade. He doesn't have that much stuff, but I guess those artilleries actually drain power, and he has a lot of mass. And if you have a lot of mass, even producing tanks does drain power. Oh, and actually Tech 3 land here. And he built some engineering stations. Well, that's dangerous, but that's nice choice. Even made to artists, that shows how much economy advantage he has. He managed to invest so much mass into this defensive position. Actually, I mean, they're killing units, yes, but that's not still not great for those artilleries. They cost a lot. They really take time to pay for themselves. So yeah, actually in UEF versus EF battle, you really need to think about Percival's, because Percival has very good range and it does 1600 damage per shot, while Pillar has 1500 damage. So they one-shot pillars, and well, that's very efficient. Usually Percivals just do a lot of overkill against anything, and that makes them less efficient. But here they one-shot tanks. I mean, that's only T2 tank that they one-shot pretty much. I mean, the main T2 tank, not um, the hover ones. You also have Percivals already. Wow, both Percivals died there, but still one left. Yeah, you see, Percival is getting veterancy because he's killing those T2 units so fast. So what happens next here? So it's Tech 3 here, but you're also still doing... oh, that's flak, mostly. But you need to stop T1 and T2 unit production for sure. You can see your opponent made Tech 3 slave factories. He actually had like less factories all the time, whole game, and was producing from them and still has enough units. That's kind of impressive, because if you don't have if you don't need more factories, you may not build them, and that's kind of an advantage already, because you can use this mass for something else. Because I mean, if you do more factories instead, and if you stall mass while doing it, you could actually produce more units with less factories. And this is the resource location already, but Nagel got Tech 3 power instead. So actually he made, that's I like actually, he made support factory. That's Tech 3 Air HQ unassisted, that also quite well for my feelings, I guess. He uses unassisted Tech 3 factory upgrade. That means that this factory drains about 20% power less than it would drain if there were no pigeons. If you upgrade this drain thing is kind of negated. It's still there, but it will be for shorter amount of time. And he's getting Tech 3 maxes, and actually you can see that your opponent has great defensive position in the middle with Ravengers, and great defensive position on top with Clean Hammers. And actually there was some difference with T2 PD and T1 PDs on right, so you can't really attack anywhere, and you can defend by yourself with units, but it actually quite well would be to construct your own PDs, because you are against Percivals. Actually making Percivals is also very nice, but still PDs also nice as well. You can at least put a shield, and Percivals under shield will be much stronger. So that means that your opponent don't need to have that many units, so he can eco, and what he's doing is he's ecoing again. And he has storages around most of his mass extractors, while you have only 3 storages here and 7 storages here and 4 here. Actually, yeah, you begin to cap your mass extractors with storages. Not really good concave. He needs a kind of moving in a line, and he's retreating very well against this. So he sees that you want to You want to pull back and put your units in a good formation, so he's fine with just killing a couple of your units, and he doesn't really want to fight because probably he knows he's ahead. And he also made this MMLs. It does like 800 damage per missile, so if 2 missiles hit 1 tank, it will be insta-killed. And Tech 3 Mobile anti-air Titans. Titans not really needed on this map, but well, whatever. And Tech 3 artillery is also good. You can see this is not that big of a force, but it's already pretty much max size of force you can fit in this choke point. If you have bigger force, it will be harder for it to walk through this choke point. And as bigger force gets, as easier it becomes for Tech 3 artillery to hit a lot of units at the same time. So it hit like 3 shields at the same time. Like even if you have shields, they're still not doing that great of a job. So shield has died here, and this position is dying slowly to the artillery fire. Not sure how shield died there. So after res, you and your opponents making Tech 3 air, I have nothing against that. I don't know about, like, you both have air and strat bomber is probably not an option. You can try to use if you can try to do something with your air, like if you know that you have air advantage, you can make at least one aggressive air unit, move it to attack anywhere where there is no anti-air, and just that will lure or bring all enemy air force to that place, and you can make air fight where there is no anti-air and win air, like, for sure. And after that you can do drops. After that you can do more those aggressive air units like gunships. Yeah, it's good that you're finally pulling back your army against this artillery fire. I mean, after so long time, they actually might be worth it. 22 kills, 3 veterancy, 26 and 22 kills, yeah. So drones here, I saw them. Yeah, they actually do good job upgrading here. Just selected all mass extractors and clicked on them to upgrade themselves. So it seems like you do have small air advantage if you don't consider those T2 bombers, and you both just start Fat Boy. Another Tech 3 power generator, yeah, well, that's not very needed. As well as Tech 3 shields. Tech 3 shields are for situations where you really need to protect something, or you think that you won already and you really want defense, because Fat Boy's 28 mass, but this Tech 3 shield is 3000 mass, and it only gives you 15,000 HP, while T2 shield gives more than twice more for 600 mass. So yeah, so it's really game just snowballed out of control in economy, because there are 7 Tech 3 maxes here and you don't have any Tech 3 max right now, and they all not even capped. Your opponent has huge advantage that he got early on, and now he's just getting his own Fat Boy. I mean, you can do something, try something like move both of your armies to the middle and through the middle, try to use suicide Tech 3 or Tech 2 or Tech 1 bombers to kill Fat Boy, and then walk in and try to avoid enemy force. Try to just not fight but base trade and just go for enemy ACU. Or there is another option, is to get like 3 or even 2 Tech 3 air transports make an air fight to make sure that there are not much SF left, and transport all your units on the transport to the back of enemy base. Well, basically just drop on top of enemy ECU all your Perseus. Like, get all your Perseus, retreat back home. You actually don't have enough Perseus to feed 2 Tech 3 transports completely, so that's pretty bad. But if you could try something, at least something, just drop there. Where's his ACO already? He's moved. He moved somewhere and I actually can't see him. Oh, here is it. I mean, if you manage to make enemy air busy, you can just fly directly above this fat boy. At least need to avoid this Sam, but you can avoid just fly here and drop right here on enemy ACU. If you will get really lucky, he will not overcharge all your units, and you may kill him or just kill power generator that's near him. But you really, I mean, he's Tech 3, there are shields, he has, well, Tech 3 build power as well, so it would be great to actually have like 2 or even 3 transport with Perseus to make sure that he will not able to ground fire, I mean not ground fire, overcharge. He will not able overcharge. He's, oh wow, those poor Tech 1 interceptors. They got hit by napalm from Janus bombers. So this fat boy lost shield but didn't die. It's actually kind of a good thing because he can regen his shield. Actually, this fat boy lost shield as well and he just retreated with it. It's very smart. So it will soon regain his 20,000 health, shield health, and can attack again as if it was a new one. Tech 3 anti-air here actually doing good job. You should not underestimate those units. Oh, you really should run away from Perseus. It might be actually too late already. They have huge range. I don't know if they are faster or not, but as you get closer, there are additional guns that have DPS like T1 PD and they actually do decent damage, as you can see. Pretty much all we have, this fat boy is now fighting this one army. Actually fighting very well. But there is a fat boy and some units here that are not participating in the fight. There is one Percy and this whole group is like fully Perseus. Well, now there's still not enough Perseus to defend here, but he decides to just stay and bombard from range. I guess there is nothing wrong in that. He's also bombarding your expansion. That sets him ahead even more. So not sure if you will able to get second fat boy here. Your opponent doesn't get second fat boy, so it's actually becoming interesting. But I don't know how you can actually get your second fat boy. You could control K T2 power, control K air factories. I don't know, you can even control K mass extractors if you want to, because you're probably not gonna make third fat boy anytime soon, because this game looks really bad right now. Tech 3 bombers really helping you right now with defense, but even Tech 3 bombers are not enough against Perseus, it seems. It needs like 4 bombs to kill one Percy, and your opponent kinda does have advantage. And looks like your fat boy, even with veterancy, will probably win. Not win. Oh, let's see if this shield will help to block SAM damage. Yeah, those T2 shields are very good. Oh, is it helping? It does help. Well, yeah, I need to keep running towards more shields, and fat boy is alive and there are 2 fat boys. Wow, big problems. Those Perses. I would suggest to start making T1 PDs because Perses will try to just rush in like mad in front and will not use their range, so you can actually try to use T1 PDs against them. Or overcharge, but you have res and no gun. Wow. Yeah, I would recommend T1 PDs anyway. But yeah. Didn't expect you to get two fat boys. But well, anything would help right now, even walling off this section here. Use walls to prevent enemy attacks, because walls do work against Percivals. It will at least slow them down considerably, and you can make a shorter, I mean smaller choke point. And for artillery or fat boy or even tech 3 bombers, that really helps to deal more damage to more units at one time. I mean, when you are standing here with this, you just making it like a wall in a line. Tech 3 you would do it very fast, and then retreating would actually help. I mean, they would have to walk away, walk around. I mean, there is not much to kill here. Uh, really important things are those pigeons, but everything else can just retreat. And I really think only T1 PDs would help here. Maybe T2 PDs, but T2 PD is not enough DPS. I mean, Percival has so much health and so much damage. Well, building something like anything would definitely help, because it would probably keep Persis shooting at those things and not shooting at HQ or Fat Boys or Power. Well, so the theme of this game was eco disadvantage against this Nagel player. He actually look where he's standing. I mean, he has res, no gun. If you drop Persis, 6 Persis here and kill this shield, then you can like well, actually, it will take a lot of time to break through other shields. I think. Yeah, actually, this is not shielded by Tech 3 shield. If you could kill it, this would damage Tech 3 shield by 10,000 health. So he actually doesn't have storage. Oh my god, you can just drop there, blow up this Tech 3 pigeon. It will deal damage of about 8 to 10,000 damage to ACU and blow up another pigeon. It will actually damage another pigeon, so it will be easier to blow up another pigeon, and half of health will be gone on ACU. And while he will have to construct storage to be able to overcharge. Well, actually it might not work because there is another shield, so you have to be closer, as close as here, to be able to shoot at this pigeon. But well, you can try anyway. I would try like those drops. He has air, but well, as I said, you just send your air in and hope that he will keep fighting your air, or air numbers will be already low enough so Tech 3 transport will survive. Yeah, no SAMs in main base, only one SAM in the middle. So that was a game. I usually actually try not focus on the small build order stuff and try to give general advice, but I think this one comes down to the build order and actually to making units and not sending them in. You should at least have scouts here, land scouts, if you don't like air scouts, but air scouts are really great. You just have air scouts patrolling here, air scout patrolling here. If you don't see anything, you can actually just patrol a little bit closer to enemy side. In early game, you actually fly directly above enemy base and try to patrol here, but it actually can go down to luck if your scout gets killed or not. Because of course, if your scouts get killed, you may not see where engines are. But when you send your lab and when you send your 2 tanks, if you would have scout, you would able to see earlier those engineers. And he had only engineers. That was really the thing. He made only engineers for a very long time. And you already built early mech marine, which sets you behind. You need to pay off this mech marine by killing stuff. And as well as those tanks, they maybe you wanted to defend with them, but uh, well, if you build those tanks, um, say you want to protect engines that are here, trying to grab this expansion. Only way that enemy units can come is from this place. So if you want to defend with this tank, you can just send it here through that route and attack with it, because they are kind of linear, 2 linear ways where you can attack early on. So if you want to defend that path, you can just send tanks there, or you cannot defend that path at all, just send scouts there and see if anything coming and then build your own tanks. It's kind of dangerous for this path because a lot of players do just like you and build factories on this cliff and then spam a lot of tanks and go through here and deny this expansion. That's actually what you did. That's actually very effective strategy, but what you also need to do after that is run around everywhere at the back, and so enemies have to keep his forces, and he has to like control this line here, this line, and you may actually break through this line and raid here, but well, he had to send units from main base to defend, but still he will have to control this line and then push to the top to clear all your units, kind of like that, because you may have units here, may have units here, you may have units here, and meanwhile you can actually go and sneak more units through and keep them in that position, keep your units there and fight from there, kind of. And if he start to get control of this, his units will have to chase your units to corner of the map there. You can start sending units through the middle here and raid this position as well. That's very strong tactic on this map. And a lot of people just actually do this tactic while on their side they move ACU here and control this line. And still actually sometimes units can go here and go through the middle and raid your stuff anyway. And actually this line is bigger than it looks like because you can pass through this place and ACU not always can catch all units. Also this terrain here is kind of weird, so if you just walk on the edge of this terrain, units from here, like PDs or ACU, ranged units may shoot ground, and units can sneak here, and there are usually no defense here because what you want to do is control this line or this line so units can't go through. Well, actually, yeah, ideal is control this place, just build a wall here, but well, it's actually not super ideal, but that's what you need to do at the start. It's not super ideal because artillery from here can hit your stuff. That's annoying. Well, yeah, so this map is about controlling choke points and scouting, and it's all about eco and scouting, and if you made units, you want to use your units. That was the biggest problem here, that you wasn't able to use your Tech 1 units. There was that Tech 1 force that was set back by T2 units, while he actually threw away all of his T1 through the middle. He threw away all of his T1 here, and he actually raided your expansion. Even though you got reclaim, a lot of reclaim was here, I remember. You got reclaim, but he still raided your expansion. He suicided all his T1 units on T2 units, but still raided your expansion, and well, who knows what was better, but he has only a few factories, so he if he control K or his T1 units to reclaim them, he probably wouldn't be able to use that mass because he didn't have that much of production. So yeah, I guess it's enough for this game, for this replay, enough discussion. Yeah. And by the way, you can actually keep pushing sides and bring some artillery and MMLs with you. We can push with ACU. About middle, I don't really know anything about middle and how you can grab it or not grab it, but having some like your ACU units and artillery and be able to fight with this reclaim is pretty nice. You can also construct PD here, so you can retreat, because some players just send all their spam to the middle, to his ACU. They take the gate and then continue pushing forward with ACU. That's dangerous, so you want to have PD at your back if you're actually trying to get sides and sending units to sides, because they pushing forward. If your ACU happen to be here, you can actually just die in the middle. So a lot of people preemptively make PD here, reclaim like 3 wall sections so they can retreat to that PD, and those walls actually serve as a defense. So okay, that's it for this replay now for sure. Thanks for watching. Hope this analyzing helps this Benjamin guy to improve.